I used to think hell was the end of the story. But what if it's where the real story begins? Not as punishment, but as the place where light dares to enter darkness, where love doesn't run away but follows you into the fire. There is a place, whispered in the silence of night, where souls wander, and fire does not burn the body, but the heart. It is not a place of monsters, but of memory. A place where everything we tried to forget returns, clearer than ever. Hell is not always fire. Sometimes it's a silence that never ends. A question that was never answered. A wound that never closed. This is not just a place of punishment, but a mirror, reflecting every choice, every silence, every wound. Every wound we gave, and every wound we received. But even here, a voice still calls, soft, hidden, waiting. Some say hell is far below us, but sometimes it feels much closer. In the moment we betray someone who trusted us. In the silence when we turn away from pain. In the coldness we choose instead of love. Hell begins in small choices, the ones we hide even from ourselves. And yet even in the depths there is a flicker, a memory of light. A voice we buried long ago, still calling, not to condemn, but to awaken. Even in hell, grace waits, like a seed beneath ashes, like a breath in smoke, hidden but never gone. Some souls remain in the fire, not because they are unloved, but because they do not believe they are loved. They run from light not because it hurts, but because it reveals. The truth is not the fire. It is what the fire shows. And only when we stop running can we begin to heal. The deeper the descent, the more we find not monsters, but mirrors. Faces we forgot, voices we silenced, wounds we never admitted. Hell is not filled with strangers. It is filled with versions of ourselves we refused to love. Some souls cry out, but not for escape. They cry for truth, for release from the lies they wrapped around themselves. In hell, truth burns not to destroy, but to purify. And those who endure the flame begin to remember who they are. Not all who walk in fire are lost. Some walk through it, carrying others on their backs. Angels perhaps in disguise, or souls who chose love even in the dark. Their light does not blind, it heals. Slowly, quietly, surely. Sometimes the greatest torment is not fire, nor pain, nor fear, but remembering love and believing we are beyond it. But no one is ever too far. Even the darkest soul still carries the fingerprint of the one who made them. The journey through hell is not meant to shame us. It is meant to awaken us. Each step reveals not how far we've fallen, but how deeply we are still loved. Hell cannot erase grace. It only makes us thirst for it more. We were never meant to stay in the fire forever. The flame that exposes also purifies. The pain that breaks also opens. And from the ashes of despair, a path is born back toward the light. There are hands reaching down into the depths, not to punish but to lift. Love has no fear of darkness. Mercy walks where others run away. And even in hell, heaven has eyes watching, waiting, ready. To walk through hell and rise again is not failure. It is grace in motion, a soul that dares to return to love, carries more light than it ever lost, and that light, once kindled, can guide others home. The greatest miracle is not to avoid the fire, but to walk through it and come out loving more. Those who rise from hell with open hands carry healing no heaven could teach. They know what pain feels like, and they choose love anyway. The flames we fear are not sent to destroy us, but to strip away what we are not. Masks, illusions, lies. What remains is real. What remains is eternal. Hell refines the soul, not to punish it, but to prepare it. The greatest miracle is not to avoid the fire, but to walk through it and come out loving more. Those who rise from hell with open hands carry healing no heaven could teach. They know what pain feels like, and they choose love anyway. There is no shame in the descent. Every soul walks through fire differently. Some crawl, some collapse, some scream. But all are seen, all are loved, and none are left alone. Hell is not the end of the story. It is a dark chapter, yes, but not the final page. And for those who dare to walk through it with open hearts, what waits on the other side is not judgment, but a deeper knowing of God, of self, of love. You were never alone in the fire, not for a moment. There was always someone beside you, silent, patient, burning with you, but never consumed. The one who entered every hell just to walk with you through yours. The fire may change you, but it cannot claim you. You are not your scars. You are not your shame. You are not the things you did to survive. You are still a child of the light. Hell ends the moment we stop running. When we turn and face the pain, not alone, but with grace beside us, the walls begin to crumble. And in the silence after the scream, we find a door. The scars you carry are not signs of failure. They are proof you survived. Proof you kept walking through the flames. Proof that even in the worst, you were never truly forsaken. The deeper the fall, the higher the grace that meets us. There is no depth too dark, no pit too deep, that love cannot reach. Hell is loud, but love is louder still. The deeper the fall, the higher the grace that meets us. There is no depth too dark, no pit too deep, that love cannot reach. Hell is loud, but love is louder still. You are not the fire. You are not the fall. You are not the shame or the silence or the sin. You are the image of love, even when covered in ash. The door out of hell is not locked. It never was. The only key is truth, and the courage to open it. Hell teaches us this. The worst parts of our story are not the end. There is redemption, even there. There is beauty even there. Not because we earned it, but because love never left. You don't have to be clean to be found. You don't have to be strong to be rescued. You don't even have to believe, only to whisper, even in doubt, "Help me." The cry of a soul in hell is never ignored. There is always a hand reaching, always a light breaking in, always a whisper that says, "You're not lost, not forever." To walk out of hell is not to forget it, but to be reborn from it, with eyes that see deeper, with a heart that loves wider, with a fire that no longer consumes, but now lights the way. The fire you walked through now burns in you as light. You carry what no one sees, a sacred strength. And when others fall into darkness, your voice will be the one that says, "I've been there. You're not alone." Hell may be real, but so is redemption. So is light. So is love that never lets go. And if you're hearing this, maybe it's because you've already started walking out.